Is your New Year's resolution for 2025 to build up to a bakery operation like you see in the background over here? Or maybe improve the one that you already have? Maybe you know somebody that's aiming for that in their life? Well, I would encourage you to check out what we put together last year that we're still investing into, and that's Million Dollar Baker. We have over 20 hours of recorded content sharing experiences all the way from our origins in the garage up through today. And we're in the process of recording a new season right now. This content teaches you many of the inner secrets and inner workings, as well as shares our recipes from our core products. And now you can experience Million Dollar Baker at 15% off for this New Year's sale. So head to the website, milliondollarbaker.com, and check out this promotion while it lasts. Maybe share Million Dollar Baker for yourself or for a friend at this nice promotional rate. And I hope you can join our story here of building your own local community bakery based on the knowledge that we share here and your own experiences. Happy baking. We're working on a number of things right now at Proof, thinking about the next year. A lot of things are happening all at once. That's par for the course for us. There's always challenges. One of the challenges we've been facing now for a while is delays in our downtown Phoenix storefront project. So at this point, if you've been watching this channel, you've seen multiple locations. This one here at Shea, of course, the one at Litchfield Park, and our main Mesa Bakery. But you probably would not believe that there was supposed to be a location opened before the multiple locations, a true number 2 location. It's been this downtown Phoenix storefront. It exists in a new build, so a brand new building going in, and that building has been under construction since 2019, when the world was a very different place. It was forecast to be open originally in 2020, and I don't think I need to say any more about why 2020 was a bad year to open a 7-story building. So things kind of fell by the wayside there and continued to fall by the wayside much longer than anybody expected. There was conflicts between the general contractor and the main people that are doing the project, which I can't control at all. And yet this building is a big part of our future because it's so unique. It's in the middle of downtown Phoenix in a very busy area. And what makes it the most unique is the fact that we were able to carve out just the smallest micro storefront. Our back kitchen is only 300 square feet in this place. And as a result of that, we are in a very prime area with a lot of residents, a lot of local workforce, but we are only paying for a very small amount of space in that prime area, making it potential for us to actually really be able to help the whole business. We have spent years building our core infrastructure, so a place like this here at Shea helps us in a huge way with production itself. We're able to make more bread and pastries and share them, but it also is very expensive to operate. There's a lot of expensive machinery. It costs a lot of money to open a place like this, and to support a place like this, as well as a place like Mesa, even a place like Litchfield Park, those facilities have to be producing for more than just themselves. We, of course, have the farmers markets. This is just a steam release. So we have the farmers markets, but they're only once a week, which is an age-old problem for us at Proof. The idea that, Saturdays are mega, but the rest of the week we have to sort of stabilize. So this location number 2 turned number 4 was always an important part of our financial picture, stabilizing our business by allowing us a storefront open every day of the week that didn't come with the costs of a full bakery. So had it opened on schedule as our true number 2, it would have really been helpful. With it opening last after all this production infrastructure, well, on the one hand, we're better prepared to service it. We have much more robust infrastructure. On the other hand, we had to borrow quite a bit of funds in order to build this place, and we are in need of the revenue from that place in order to help cover all this infrastructure. So that's something that we have been working on in the background, and I'm trying to resolve. We initially funded this project in hopes of it opening along the same timeline as the one downtown Phoenix. We thought we were going to kind of have 2 bakeries open at the same time, rather this bakery and the storefront. And that seemed like a reasonable conclusion. The other project started a lot earlier, and from our perspective, it's not very involved. Of course, building a huge building is involved. So we went to the project managers to get timelines on that, and they kept saying basically, the project will be completed in the next few months. They've been kind of on the finish line construction-wise for a while, and lawsuits do have a tendency of slowing things down. So that was the main sort of factor that we didn't anticipate. We raised money to build all these facilities through the general public, basically, through community loans. Admittedly, we raised all of that with the expectation of having these 2 locations producing income in order to confidently pay back those loans. But we've only had 1 location producing income now for 1.5 years where we expected 2. Really nothing I can do at this stage to make up for the last 18 months where we were expecting income from that downtown Phoenix location but haven't had it, other than to work with my investors and make sure that I still honor my commitment of repaying them on time, but figure out the payment schedule that works with these 2 locations being online. We now have all the furniture for that store sitting in a side yard under a cover, pretty well protected, having anticipated that this storefront would have opened this past fall. And here we are, it's the holidays, it's almost the new year, and the storefront still hasn't opened, and it looks like it's going to be another 3 months again due to ongoing battles between the parties over there. Fortunately, they finally got their certificate of occupancy on the building, and so we're that much closer to being able to start our work of actually doing the inside of this mini storefront. So I'm both excited about that for 2025 and a little anxious about it, mainly due to the fact that I'm not in any form of control over the delays, but I've already got quite a bit of investment in having bought all these furnitures that we're making payments on in some cases, and now also having investors to repay but not having the revenue from this location in order to do so. So it goes to show that when building a bakery, there's all kinds of things that get in the way that have nothing to do with you. In this case, like some lawsuit between 2 parties that aren't me, can delay our progress on a project that is time sensitive, at least from a financial perspective, and from a perspective of us reaching our goals. And as this project's been delayed, well, the next obvious question is, why didn't you just do something else? Just move on, give up on this. Other people would. The overall potential of the project is still the best one we've got in our pipeline, even though we've got amazing things to think about, like shipping flour or even Proofbread Gilbert on the horizon, which will be a larger location. This location, where it's placed, the cost, the small format store, all of that put together leads to something that we really need in our business portfolio right now, and that's a retail location that doesn't cost an arm and a leg to operate. So we're still very optimistic about it, although admittedly a bit discouraged by years of delay at this point on this one. So we'll see how this next quarter transpires. I can only hope that they resolve whatever issues they have. I know that the people working on the project have more to lose than I do, even, in the sense that I think the building is like a $20 million building. And so I'm confident they have a lot of incentive to get the apartment units that are above our bakery rented, and things will come to a completion. It's just a timeline that I never would have anticipated. But that's, I think, just part of the life of having a bakery. You need this? It's easiest to score your loaves when they're cold. We eat with our eyes first.
You have to understand your audience enough to be able to say, like, I'm going to be charging a lot of money for my super crazy cool thing, or it's so cool and so creative that only you can do it, and then you don't stand a chance of scaling it.
Let's go over what it's like to build a bakery from one person to many.